Hello, friends, and happy Tuesday. Welcome to today's live level up conversation. We've got some pretty fun things to share with you. Happy Tuesday. Let's dive right in.
Welcome to Level Up with Winnie Sun. Award-winning financial pro. Get ready. Level Up with Winnie Sun.
Hello, friends. I'm Winnie, your host, an award winning financial pro, a Forbes contributor, and a CNBC council member and contributor. And I am pumped to be here with you. I hope that you're having a great week. Happy Tuesday from wherever you are joining me from. We are here live, and let's just say the market hasn't closed yet. Let me tell you where we're at. The Dow, unfortunately, is down 253 points currently. NASDAQ, though, is in the positive over 200 points currently. And the S&P 500 is also up 18. So it's kind of a mixed market. There's been a lot of changes going on this week. The S&P 500 did rise a bit earlier today. And of course, NASDAQ is currently in the positive. Dow not doing as well. One of the big factors that we're seeing is some movement in the semiconductor space. In fact, many of the semiconductor stocks face a lot of pressure yesterday, but a lot of them are actually in the positive today. So that's good. Now, the tech sector's movements and fluctuations continue to just showcase the market's sensitivity to changes in how you and I feel, investors in general, particularly as it pertains to those really high valuation stocks and emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, which we're going to talk about even more in just a bit. But despite a lot of the short term corrections, we're definitely seeing the broader market outlook showing signs of being optimistic, positive, and just really hopeful. So hopefully we continue to see good things up ahead. In fact, we are going to be celebrating this week because it's also the first day of summer. Summer solstice is with us, 2024. This season is to have it's sort of the earliest start since 1796. Now, I don't know where you are, but I will say that where I'm at currently in Southern California, I thought summer was already here a while ago, but it is what it is. The summer solstice is marking the year's longest daylight period. I mean, have you seen that? I'm gonna have to stay up. I guess I'll have to stay and look outside and just see how long it stays bright outside. But officially occurs Thursday, of course, at 4:51 p.m. That's Eastern time. But hey, here's why we're here early. Let's see what happens this week. See if the weather changes. See if daylight changes. All that good stuff. But yeah, in the last 220 years, so the 2024 summer solstice here is occurs on June 20th on 4:51 p.m. Eastern, making it the earliest since 1796. And this is also marking the longest day and, of course, the shortest night of the year in the northern hemisphere, which is where we're at. Now, you're joining me from somewhere else. I think CrossX Fighter, it is great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us on YouTube Live. And thank you so much for supporting the show. Really appreciate you being here. Let's jump right in, though, because we've got a lot of big news that I wanted to talk to you about today. And one of them is coming from the area of student loans. Now, I know many of you have messaged me and reached out to me telling me, some of you are telling me that you got into certain school in the fall. So congratulations for those 2024 graduates who will be starting college in just a few months here. But for those of you who are currently dealing with student loans, I hear you and I've seen those messages coming in. Well, do you know that there's a big deadline coming out, and this is on June 30th? I want to make sure that you have that on your radar. My friend Annie Nova at CNBC has talked about, and she's sharing a great article about what borrowers do need to know, that they have until June 30th to consolidate their student loans to benefit for quicker debt forgiveness. Now, what you want to do is combine these multiple federal student loans into one so that you can accelerate that forgiveness, especially under the Biden administration's temporary policy that we've been talking about a lot on this show. So, for those of you who have student loans and you who want to consolidate to receive credit for the longest paying loan or for previously ineligible periods, this is something that you really want to make sure that you pay attention to. So, if you've been repaying loans for over 20 years, you might actually see complete debt cancellation after consolidation. So, that could be exciting. So, if you're not sure whether or not you qualify for that, I would recommend that you check out the loan servicer where your student loan is at. And of course, you can also fill out the application at studentaid.gov or with your loan servicer. And it takes about 15 minutes, so it's not too bad. But make sure you do that because that could have a big impact on your monthly payments, and of course, how much you owe. And hopefully, if you're able to save that money instead and put it towards your retirement or your emergency fund or paying off any other types of consumer debt, such as credit card debt and things like that. All right, so let's continue on though, because I have a really great story that was shared on The Verge. And this is in talks of another AI technology. And in fact, Anthropic's Claude 3.5 Sonnet is the new AI contender. In fact, Anthropic has launched its latest AI model, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which they say is going to be a match or even surpass what we've come to enjoy via OpenAI's ChatGPT 4 and of course Google's Gemini on lot of tasks that we normally do. They're saying that this is going to be a lot faster, the performance is going to be much better, and they're saying that actually this is going to be so much better by a significant margin and is twice as fast, which is I think a great thing. Now, for those of you who use it like I do on a lot of the business tasks that we need to do in terms of writing, creating content, things like that, for social media purposes, they're saying that they've already had benchmark results, and it indicates that this new program will excel in writing. That's good news. Translating code, handling workflows, interpreting charts, and even transcribing text from images. That's cool. I would like to see it transcribe text from video as well, right? I'm guessing that's the same thing. But this new model, they say, is improved, and of course, is going to have a better sense of humor comprehension as well, which is a good thing. And it has an ability to write in a more human like manner. So it sounds more human, enhancing sort of that user interaction, of course, content generation, which I know for those of you who are joining me on Twitter, which is now X, right? I know you see Grok, which is part of Twitter. I mean, I think it has a little bit of a nice flair in terms of sense of humor when you first start using it, but I find that once you start to use it a little bit more, it just seems like it still falls a little flat. At least that's been my experience. I love to hear how you feel about that. But they're saying this Claude feature, Claude new AI tool is going to have a new feature called artifacts, which is going to allow you and I as users to see and interact with results directly in the app. Now, this includes designing visuals and, of course, editing text without actually needing a whole different text editor, which is going to help streamline workflow within the Claude app. So, we'll see how that goes. And I'd love to see if you get a chance to test this out, how you feel this competes with tools such as ChatGPT or Gemini. And they're saying that despite less media attention compared to those bigger tools, Claude remains a very strong competitor in the AI space. So I'm looking forward to checking it out. Love to see how you feel about once you do check it out as well. And they in the article they talk about other tools such as Notion and Slack and different chatbots, and really just sort of a technology that is starting to be very helpful for us as we conduct business and general way of life. All right. So speaking of all things interesting, the last thing that I wanted to share with you, I think is kind of a fun story. And of course, it's talking about McDonald's. For those of you who are joining me live, actually, you know what? Before I go to McDonald's, that was a kind of a bad tease, right? That was a bad tease. All right. Before we do that, though, I want to talk about one more story with you. And this is one that is called the Battle of the Airlines. Battle of the Airlines here in California and other parts of the United States, talking about the battle for America's number one favorite luxury airline. Now, we've talked a lot about like summer travel, winter travel, and planning, and of course, discount airlines and things that they've been doing, even talking about some of the challenges that Boeing has had. But this one I thought was kind of fun because many of you have probably flown Delta at some point in your life. I have. In fact, I will say that I was pretty impressed with the timeliness of Delta, the professionalism of their staff. Well, here's the thing. I guess they've been considered America's number one luxury airline. Now, this is a story that comes from CNBC. Leslie Josephs is sharing this, talking about how Delta started really their plan was just to make sure that most of their flights were on time, and that when you flew them, that you had reliable baggage delivery. Sounds simple enough, but let me just say, like whenever you get on a plane, those are the things that you absolutely want. You want to make sure you get there on time, and you want to make sure that your luggage is there when you land. But they're saying, but because they've been able to do that consistently, they have now also received the position as being the most profitable airline in the United States. Now, of course, they, because of this positive cash flow, they're sitting very, very pretty, and of course they have a lot of positive fans of their airline. In fact, we have had to travel a lot for my kids' sporting events, and I will say the majority of the parents that travel with us, right? There's plenty of parents that also travel with their kids. The majority of the parents prefer Delta Airlines, and I think it's also because they have sharing partnerships with some of the other international airlines that those families enjoy flying on. But now United Airlines is saying, you know what, we're going to take that into consideration, and we're going to challenge Delta, and they're going to be investing in better cabins and technology to be able to capture those higher paying travelers. Let me just say that when I flew Delta, I didn't feel like I paid that much more, but maybe I did. I think it was one of those flights where I was going on a um business project, where I was doing something on air, and I think that the brand actually paid me and paid for my flight. So I think that's why I don't remember the price of it. But they're saying, United is saying they want to now compete with Delta to take on Delta's dominance in the premium experience. And so Delta's saying, okay, good, we'll take that as a challenge, and they're going to continue to level up on their experience as well. In fact, Delta is saying they're focusing on premium travel and initiatives like the new higher tier lounge at JFK Airport, which, believe it or not, features amenities like spa treatments. I didn't know that. And a full restaurant, really aiming to attract luxury travelers. So yeah, both Delta and United says they have upgraded their fleets and their lounges, and they're going to go after that really affluent traveler. So if you're traveling this summer, let me know if you plan to be traveling on Delta, like if you're going to be doing that, and or if you're going to go on a different airline. And of course, let me know in comments, what are the features that are most important to you when you travel? Like, which airline do you think reigns supreme for you? What are the features that you're looking for, and what would you love to see them improve on? I think that's a big thing too. Yeah. All right, so I tease this really quickly, but just really quick. One of the things that is coming out from McDonald's is that they are now trying to woo frugal customers. So McDonald's is launching, of course, and doing more so, their $5 meal deal to launch, which is going to be launching next week, as the fast food chain is trying to increase those frugal customers back into their stores. So I guess if you like McDonald's, that's great news for you. I will be honest with you, I'm at McDonald's in many, 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 I think at least a year. And so I don't know. Let me know how you like it. Let me know what things you enjoyed or what things you didn't enjoy, and whether or not they did enough to get you to come back for more. Right. With that, let's take a look at the market. Currently, Dow's down 269 points. Nasdaq up now, up 219 points. The S&P 500 is now down 21 points. So we still have about half an hour left to go. We'll see how the market does, but overall, looks to me like it's probably going to close mixed here. But thank you so much, my friends, for being a part of Level Up today. It was such a treat to have you join us live. Do me a favor, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated on all the latest business content, especially trending business content, and to watch past full episodes of Level Up with Winnie Sun. You can check us out on NASDAQ, Amazon Fire, Samsung, LG, Roku, and many other streaming platforms. And don't forget, when sharing an episode online, make sure to tag me at Winnie Sun. A big shout out to Brenda Stevens. Thanks so very much for doing that. Peter, John, and I think Christopher. Yes. And of course, a huge shout out to Joshua for always being consistently so helpful on our show. We really, really appreciate your support. And I want to thank you, of course, for being here. And I hope that you have a wonderful summer week. And I'll see you again later this week. Take care. Be well. Bye bye now.